Welcome to the Bishop Hartley Coaches Show here on the Hartley Hawks Network. I'm Bob McElligott, joined by head football coach Matt Melle right now. Matt, last week you played your first game against Dublin Coffman. It was a game that you were right in it, right until late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, and then it kind of got away from you. But we talked last week about not knowing exactly what kind of team you have when you're just in camp. You have to get out there against somebody else. What did you learn about your team?
Well, I think we learned a lot. Anytime, that's one of the reasons you schedule a team like Dublin Coffman week one, a big team that's going to test you. We like you said, we were in it. We had our chances, we had our opportunities. I think we learned a lot of positives about our kids, that we got a lot of fight, a lot of resolve. We're willing to compete for 4 quarters. But we also learned some things that we got to really improve upon. We've been working hard on it this week in practice as we look ahead to week 2. We're going to count on some guys to play big roles for us this year, and some guys got to get a little better through practice, a little seasoning, a little repetition. So those are all positives from my standpoint, and we're looking ahead to week 2.
One of those guys is your quarterback, Odin Mertz, and I tell you, it was really impressive to watch him play on both sides of the football, especially when he started cramping up late in the game. He never took himself out of the game. He stayed in there. Just that fact alone, what does that say about his leadership and what he's trying to instill in this team?
Yeah, Odin's a great leader for us. He's an elected captain with our team, and there were a lot of question marks, I think, maybe on the outside about Odin. A lot of questions that I got from people, just like who's going to be our quarterback after kind of losing McElligott last year. But one of the question marks that I never had was his toughness, and I think that was on full display on Friday night. He had over 300 yards of individual offense, and he played just about every snap on defense, and had over 10 tackles defensively. So just a really outstanding performance by Odin, but that's what we're going to expect from him every week.
One of my favorite plays in that game is the one that surprised me the most, and it was late in the first half, and you had like 4 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock, and I thought, Bishop Hartley football, let's run it, wear this clock down, hopefully score right at the end of the half.
So here come the Hawks. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Odin Mertz running this offense. And Mertz is looking to throw, and he will throw down the middle, and he's got his man. The ball is caught, and down the near sideline goes Camden Caldwell. Touchdown!
And that's that number 7 I was telling you about. 6'1", 170 pounds, runs track, super athletic. He's one of 4 that goes national in track.
And that was Odin throwing to Cam Caldwell, who had 2 big plays like that offensively in the game.
Yeah.
To have that kind of a weapon, how valuable is that for you?
It's great. Camden had a great game as well. Those are guys that we're counting on. In that situation, we're going to rely on those guys who are good players to make great plays, and they both did that in that moment. So it didn't really do our defense any favors. We were kind of grasping for air, but anytime you could score on one play, you're going to take advantage of that. It kept us in that game in that first half, and I'm proud of the way those guys performed Friday night.
All right, you talked about some things that you have to work on. I have to ask you, the run defense especially, and it seemed like in the middle of the field, it got better as the game went on. It seemed like it was a learning process, then it got better, and then maybe later on it kind of fell off again, and maybe that has to do with guys playing 2 ways or whatever the heck it may be. But what did you think about that? What have you worked on this week to be better in that department?
Well, just some fundamental things. I think when you examine the film closely and you look at some things that we did that we intended to do from a game plan standpoint, we didn't execute those quite enough at a high level to compete with Dublin Coffman, the way their scheme, their plan, Coach McVeigh over there. They did a great job of scheming it up and coaching it. And we thought we had a pretty fundamental approach to the defense on Friday night, but some things got away from us. They put us in some conflicts. They were able to run the ball on us, and if you can't stop the run, you're going to give up yardage in chunks. You're going to have a hard time getting off the field, and that was the case on Friday night. So this week we went back to work, just fundamentals, just working on where our eyes are when the ball's snapped, working where our hands go, and playing underneath our feet and all those types of things. So if we can get better in those areas, we'll be better defensively. We're committed to that.
All right, ready for week 2 here this week. Tell me about this Marion Franklin team that you're going to play and what strengths they have that you have to take away.
Yeah, Marion Franklin, they lost week 1, so we know they're going to be hungry. It's going to be a tough environment going over there, playing a road. I don't know, it's like the first game I'm going to coach on real grass, probably in a decade at least. So we're excited about that. We've been practicing on old school. We've been practicing on the grass a little bit this week, trying to get ready, and it's going to be fun to go over there and compete against them. They have some scary athletes. They have some real team speed. The guys they put on the field are aggressive. They're forward moving. So they got a quarterback that's lightning in a bottle. We're gonna have to really work hard to contain him, and just be better in the fundamentals. Over time. We got to get better on our special teams. We got to turn that into a positive for us, and we got to get better, fundamentally stopping the run. And if we can do that, I think we can take a step forward and compete with Marion Franklin on Friday night. But they got guys that can go the distance at any time, so we're going to have to be on our toes.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Good luck this week.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
That is Matt Melle. He is the head football coach here at Bishop Hartley. Marion Franklin and Hartley playing on Friday night, week 2 of this football season. Thanks for watching the Hartley Coaches Show here on the Hartley Hawks Network.